Namaste, angels. This is the daily reading for the 15th. And I don't know, I feel some kind of way, as they say, about the 15th. And I'm going to start with the Two of Water. That may have something to do with it. All right, in any case, let's get into the significant event. In the year 44 BC, Julius Caesar is stabbed to death by Brutus, Cassius, and several other Roman senators on the Ides of March in Rome. Year 221, Liu Bei, a Chinese warlord and a member of the Han royal house, declares himself emperor of Shu Han, claiming legitimate succession to the Han dynasty. 1493, Christopher Columbus returns to Spain after his voyage to the New World. 1783, in an emotional speech in Newburgh, New York, George Washington asked his officers not to support the Newburgh conspiracy. The plea is successful, and the threatened coup d'etat, it continues on the next line, never takes place. 1917, Nicholas II, the last Russian Tsar, abdicates and nominates his brother Grand Duke Michael to succeed him. 1962, 5 research groups announced the discovery of antimatter. Did you know the first internet domain name, symbolics.com, is registered on March 15th in the year 1985? Famous birthdays: St. Nicholas, Andrew Jackson, William Lamb, Felipe de Broca, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and Eva Longoria. Would you believe Billboard publishes its first album chart? King Cole Trio is #1. This happened on March 15th in the year 1945. Famous weddings: 1964, actress Elizabeth Taylor, who was 32, marries for the 5th time. She was 32 equals 5. She got married for the 5th time to actor Richard Burton, who was 38. 2010, stand-up comedian and writer Sacha Baron Cohen, 40, weds actress Isla Fisher, 36, in Paris, France. 2014, quote-unquote Today Show anchor Savannah Guthrie, 42, weds public relations Michael Feldman, 45, at the Ritz-Carlton Dove Mountain Resort in Tucson, Arizona. Famous deaths: Julius Caesar, Davidson Black, Dmitry Polakov, Florence Chadwick, and Benjamin Spock. Benjamin Spock was American and a pediatrician. He wrote the second best-selling book, Baby and Child Care. He was born on May 2nd in the year 1903 and was a tourist from New Haven, Connecticut. He died, which is in the USA. He died on March 15th in 1998 at the age of 94. Florence Chadwick. She's American and a swimmer, the first woman to swim the English Channel in both directions. She was born on May 19th in the year 1918. So, 1918 would also be 19, like the 19th of May. Also, May 19th is a shared birthday that she would share with Malcolm X. She was a Taurus and born in San Diego, California, USA. She died on March 15th in 1995 at the age of 76. The cause was leukemia. Dmitry Polakov was Russian and a Soviet general and Cold War spy. He's famous because of those reasons, and he was a prominent Cold War spy, not just one. He revealed Soviet secrets to the CIA. He was eventually sold out by Soviet spies himself and executed. He was born on July 6th in 1921, was a cancer from the Ukraine. He died on March 15th in 1988 at the age of 66. Again, he was executed. Davidson Black was Canadian and a paleoanthropologist. He discovered the Peking man fossils, which he named Singaporis pekinensis, but are now included in the species Homo erectus at the Zhoukoudan near Beijing in China. He was chairman of the Geological Survey of China and a fellow of the Royal Society. The original Peking man fossils disappeared in 1941 during World War II while en route to the United States, but excellent casts, drawings, and descriptions remain. So I guess they never discovered the bones again. That's crazy. He was born on July 25th, which is 7/7, in the year 1884. He was a Leo, from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and died on March 15th in 1934 at the age of 49 of heart failure. Julius Caesar. Real name or full name was Gaius Julius Caesar, Roman military commander and political statesman. He was born of a patriarch family. Julius Caesar rose through the political and military ranks of Republican Rome to become consul in the year 59 BC, establishing control of Rome by forming the so-called First Triumvirate and Pompey and Crassus. He was appointed governor of 4 legions. He conquered Gaul, greatly extending Rome's empire. In the year 49 BC, Caesar, refusing to give up his command, he crossed the Rubicon and ignited civil war. Appointed dictator of Rome in 48 BC, he defeated his opponents before instigating a series of reforms, including the Roman calendar. He was assassinated in Rome on the Ides of March by a group of conspirators, including Brutus. His death led directly to the end of the Roman Republic and the establishment of the Roman Empire under Caesar's heir, Augustus. He was born on July 13th in the year 100 BC, a Cancer from Rome, Roman Republic. He died on March 15th in 44 BC at the age of 57 of assassination. Going up to the birthdays. Eva Longoria is American and an actress. She's famous because she's known for her roles as Isabella Bragna on the CBS soap opera The Young and the Restless from 2001 to 2003, and as Gabrielle Solis on the ABC television series Desperate Housewives. She was born on March 15th in 1975 and is 42 years old, a Pisces from Corpus Christi, Texas, USA. Ruth Bader Ginsburg. American and an Associate Justice of the Supreme Court. She was appointed to the Supreme Court by Bill Clinton in August of 1993, and she is the first Jewish female justice and the second female justice ever. She was born on March 15th in the year 1933 and is 84 years old, a Pisces from New York City, New York, USA. Felipe de Broca was French and a director, film director. He had a comedic adventure style of film. He was born on March 15th in 1933 and was a Pisces from Paris, France. He died on November 26th in 2004 at the age of 71 of cancer. William Lamb was British and a prime minister. He entered the House of Commons as a Whig MP in the year 1806 and served 2 terms there until he inherited the title Lord Melbourne and joined the House of Lords. Lamb was Home Secretary in 1830 through 1834 until the resignation of Charles Grey, when he was appointed Prime Minister by King William IV. His premiership was unremarkable. There were no significant reforms or major incidents. Lamb is remembered for mentoring the young Queen Victoria in politics, and the two formed a close friendship. Lamb's private life was scandalous. His wife Caroline had an infamous affair with Lord Byron in the year 1812, which led eventually to her separation from her husband. It was Caroline Lamb who coined the phrase of Byron that he was mad, bad, and dangerous to know. The Australian city of Melbourne is named after him. He was born on March 15th in 1779 and was a Pisces from London, England, United Kingdom. He died on November 24th in the year 1848 at the age of 69. Andrew Jackson was American and a U.S. president and general. He was of the Democratic Republican Democrat Party, whatever that was. His political titles had been Senator from Tennessee, First Territorial Governor of Florida, member of the United States House of Commons and House of Representatives from Tennessee's at-large district, and then president. His presidential term went from March 4th in 1829, which is 9/11, or 11, through March 4th in the year 1837. He was preceded by John Quincy Adams and succeeded by Martin Van Buren. He was nicknamed Old Hickory. Jackson served as the 7th president of the United States from 1829 to 1837. The son of Irish immigrants, he was orphaned at the age of 14. Jackson began his career as a lawyer in Tennessee, becoming a land speculator, and was one of the 3 founders of the city of Memphis in the year 1819. which is 19 in itself. After joining the Tennessee militia, Jackson rose to become the general in charge. In this capacity, he fought in the American Revolutionary War. He also defeated the Red Sticks at Battle of Horseshoe Bend in the year 1814 and the British in the Battle of New Orleans in 1815. Jackson ran for president in 1824, but the House of Representatives voted John Quincy Adams as president in the second instance of his contingent election after no candidate won a majority of the Electoral College votes. Jackson railed against this corrupt bargain, and he and his supporters formed the Democratic Party in response. Jackson was eventually succeeded. Adams, I guess Jackson eventually succeeded. They didn't need the was. Succeeded Adams in 1828 and became the 7th president. His 2 terms in office were marked by several important events. Believing that the National Bank was a corrupt institution, he authorized its dismantling, and in 1835 he became the only president to pay off the national debt. He confronted South Carolina during the nullification crisis, eventually ending the dispute by amending controversial tariffs and threatening to use military force. In 1830, he signed the highly controversial Indian Removal Act, which forcibly moved Native Americans to Indian territories, and he also vehemently opposed abolitionism. Jackson retired from office in 1837, and though his reputation was initially positive, it declined during the Civil Rights Movement as a result of his opinions on slavery and his removal of the Indians. He was born on March 15th in 1767 and was a Pisces from the Carolinas, USA. He died on June 8th in the year 1845, which is another 9-9, at the age of 78. And lastly, Saint Nicholas was Greek, a Christian saint and a Greek bishop of Myra. His reputation for secret gift giving, such as putting coins in the shoes of those who left them out for him, made him the model for Santa Claus. He was born on March 15th in the year 270 and was a Pisces from Patara, Asia Minor. He died on December 6th in the year 343 at the age of 73, and he was the last. Going to the dice. Spirit says yes. Eat cake. And massage. Spirit says forget it. Buy shoes. And weekend away. I was just thinking about weekend away, and I think we've had it a couple days in a row, if not every day this week. So again, I'm beginning with the 2 of water. A relationship continues to grow closer. Forgiveness and the positive resolution of a conflict. And opening to the Ace of Water. Falling in love, the resurgence of a relationship, spiritual growth and enhanced intuition, maybe even a new home. So this can be about a brand new relationship that brings you great joy. So not necessarily romantic, but quite possibly. The reuniting of, 2 people. And the strengthening, like a new phase that you're entering that's different for you guys, right? In this relationship. How awesome. Ace of Water. And opening to the King of Earth, who is loyal, dedicated, honorable, and kind. It's time to the Knight of Earth. Time to buckle down and get things done. Honor your commitments. You have a guardian angel. Knight of Earth. Knight of Earth, again, is in a Taurus, a Virgo, or Capricorn, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. And opening to the Strength card with Archangel Ariel. Great inner strength. Release harsh judgments. Instead, exercise some forgiveness and compassion. Strength represents the sign, Major Arcana card Strength, represents the sign of Leo in the tarot. And I did say in my weekly readings, my collective readings, that I felt that it was going to be a good period, a good week for Leos. So maybe it has to do with these relationships, right? That are being these that are going to bring us joy and happiness. Has to do with Leo. And speaking of those relationships, again, the cups cards that I had already come to, now the page of water, who's intuitive, sensitive, artistic, and friendly. A new person enters your life. A relationship begins a new phase, and there are heightened psychic abilities. The page of water is a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, or someone likened to those traits or attributes, making some sort of offer of love. Perhaps to a Leo. Or maybe this is a Leo doing it towards someone else, a Pisces or another. Whoop. Strength. And the page of earth, who's scholarly, dependable, patient, and successful. Good news about financial matters. Wanting to do something more challenging, maybe a new area of study. Strength. I'm going to cut the page of earth, like the knight, is a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. And these can all be the same person too, for example, like the page of water, for example. My divine masculine is he's not a Pisces. He's a Scorpio, but he's younger, so he could be a page for that reason. And he has a Virgo moon, so that could be like why. For me, let's say the water and the earth would show up. It could be one person, or it could be more than one person in your life. You know, it depends. You could be one of the people, etc., etc. All right. Anyway, now coming to the world with Archangel Michael. A job well done, joy, contentment, and gratitude in the path toward enlightenment. This may have something to do with a party of three. And it is also about having been eased out of a situation, maybe with the help of that Knight of Earth that showed up before. The Knight of Earth, you know, always reaches his goal. He is like a guardian angel, as I read. But it can take some time, as can the energy of the world. It's similar to the tower in that the universe is all of a sudden like is changing your life for you, but the world takes some time, as opposed to the tower, which is like abrupt and completely unexpected. Overall energy is the High Priestess, who for me is a Gemini, but can also be a water sign, or anybody who is feeling the guidance to pay close attention to their intuition. Also, patience can be required, similar to with the world. Patience can be required with the High Priestess. And you should consider carefully what it is you want before acting, right? So like think things through. The Four of Earth crowns the masculine, being too frivolous or too cautious with money, good business decisions, or maybe giving to the less fortunate. It's not just money, it's any kind of abundance. It could be withholding love or giving too much of oneself too. The masculine is surrounded by the star with Archangel Jophiel. Happy times make positive, optimistic, long-term plans. You are on the right path. The star represents the planet Uranus and the sign of Aquarius, and is about wishes being granted, prayers being answered, dreams coming true. It can also be about communication, and as far as I'm concerned, particularly of the electronic kind, text, email, online dating, all of these things. In the masculine subconscious, very nice. It's the dreamer with Archangel Metatron. A leap of faith. Follow your dreams. That leads to unexpected opportunities. The dreamer for me in this particular deck, at least, represents the signs of Gemini and Virgo, because it represents the planet Mercury, and Mercury rules both of those too. Mercury approaching its retrograde. It would be exactly a week from the date of this reading. This reading again for the 15th of March. Mercury retrograde officially begins on the 22nd, but it is in shadow currently, approaching that retrograde. Also, Mercury, as well as Venus, presently in Aries. Speaking of Aries, crowning the feminine, it's the Knight of Fire, who's passionate, adventurous, self-assured, and restless, and can be an Aries. Leo, Sagittarius, maybe a Scorpio. A sudden event that needs immediate attention. Time is of the essence. Think things through carefully. The masculine, by the way, Considering embarking upon a brand new path he's never walked before. And it can be that new phase of a relationship too. Just, this is something we haven't tried yet. But I'm going to take a chance and do it. Feminine, surrounded by the King of Water, who's trustworthy, compassionate, respected, and cultured. Open your heart and mind to those around you. Trustworthy and heartfelt advice and charity work, which is love. I think the King of Water showed up here. Well, he's been showing up here in general plenty all week. But I think he may have showed up in this placement during one of the collective weekly readings, maybe the love reading. The King of Water is a Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Maybe in this case, in this placement sitting here underneath the Knight of Fire, like I said, more likely a Scorpio. Scorpio ruled by both Mars and Pluto. In the the feminine rather, subconscious, the Page of Water, who is intuitive, sensitive, artistic, and friendly. A new person enters your life. A relationship begins a new phase. Also, you may be experiencing heightened psychic abilities, which also, again, makes sense in consideration of the High Priestess. When I picked this up, by the way, that Page of Earth is also behind it. So there could be some Virgo, very strong Virgo energy in particular, maybe on this day as well, March 15th. Virgo, Gemini, Aquarius, Scorpio, the strongest coming through. Crowning, it's the Six of Air. Things are looking up. It's the end of a difficult situation. Maybe even be taking a trip. If you're not taking a trip, which you may be, again, remember, a weekend away. But if that's not you, this can be about metaphorical movement. We're just moving forward in a positive, much more peaceful direction. At the root, the Two of Earth, too much going on at once. There's a need to make a decision. Consider more playful approach. So you want to be lighthearted like a Gemini or a Virgo when making, or a Pisces or a Sagittarius, to be fair, and include them all when making this decision. If there is a decision, this can also be related to balance. For some of you, I think that there may be a choice that has to be made between two water signs, particularly between some of you feminine. That is coming up here. For others, with relation to dreams coming true, and with the masculine being crowned also by an earth card, and not only crossing one, this can has to do with his, material life, and things that he's wanting to make happen. And maybe he's working very hard towards them, maybe a lot of hours or more than one job. And, it's paying off, but we still want to be mindful of not falling into all work and no play, and that making Jack a dull boy. The heart of the matter. Boom! I told y'all, Scorpio in play here in one regard or another. Major Arcana card number 13, release or death, which represents the sign of Scorpio. It's the end of a phase or a situation. Also spiritual transformation, so more height of this heightened psychic awareness showing up again. And it's time to move on. Now, it can be time to, and this also, again, remember, we're crowned by the Six of Air, also about moving on and moving forward. This can absolutely, again, involve an air sign and a Scorpio, maybe specifically a Gemini and a Scorpio, not unlike the actual divine masculine and feminine of all time. Can be two water signs, and we got to let go of one and maybe move on with the other, or maybe let go of both, let go of two if that's what you're into as well. And you just want to be, alone and embark upon a new path by yourself, maybe. Also, like was evident a couple times during the readings over the weekend, the collective readings for the week, there could be some Aquarius and Pisces stuff too. So again, Aquarius, Gemini, Scorpio, Pisces, and perhaps a fire sign, maybe specifically Leo, making some real strides on this day. There could be any fire sign, Sagittarius, or Aries as well. Yeah. It's like a positive day. Let me see take a look and see what else might this Two of Earth have to do with. So I said balance, you know, twos have to do with balance sometimes. Also faith. This could be faith in these prayers that you've put out, these dreams, these goals, these wishes, that they're coming true. They're being granted if you remain in faith. Twos represent faith. Again, our overall energy is also a 2. And it can be a faith. It can be like we're looking for some sort of abundance, perhaps most specifically monetarily or material, because underneath this it's upside down, but underneath this is the ace again too. And underneath that upside down ace is the 10. So it's like we're this energy very near, but also right here within our grasp with the Page of Earth. So again, we may need some balance. The balance card, or temperance, which it really is in the traditional tarot, it does represent the sign of Sagittarius. So they coming back into play pretty majorly here, and represents a need for balance and moderation, cooperation and compromise, and to, you know, wait and allow for divine timing. Basically, this is also a very healing energy for me, as can be the Star. 2 very karmic energies of the universe to provide healing to us through, like this, the water, the treatment of the water, and also our passions when it comes to this, and in a sense, our passions when it comes to this too, because again, it's about our goals, our dreams, and things coming true. The Star. What else? Maybe this 4 of Earth. The 6 of Earth. Gifts of money, time, or effort. So again, I was saying it's probably monetary or material, this wish, but it can be any kind of abundance. It can be love too, or it could be a combination. Gifts of money, time, or effort. New career opportunities, and receiving a loan or paying off debts. As it relates to love, the 6 of Earth for me is about unconditional love, absolutely 100% unconditional, and does represent the signs primarily of Libra, Taurus, but can also be Gemini, because it represents the planet Venus for me and that which she rules. On that note, further advice to the masculine, the 4 of Air, time to rest or take a vacation. Allow more time before making a decision. Meditation may provide answers. So masculine, if you can get away this weekend, or even if it's like a staycation, you rent a hotel room, you don't leave your city or whatever, but you take a break, that's a good idea for you, because we've got the 4 of Air here, which is about planning a vacation, or can be. There's a need for you to take a break. The 6 of Air, crowning, which can also again be about a vacation, and the die that suggests weekend away. This reading is for Thursday, the 15th too. So it's a perfect time to plan for weekend away. And lastly, for the feminine, life experience with Archangel Chamuel, a significant life event, a powerful revelation that leads to change. It's time to spread your wings. I would say it's a positive life event. It may involve letting go of something or someone in order to gain this new, but it's new that will bring you tremendous joy. And further to that, may be connected to, boom, a wonderful new opportunity, perhaps delivered to you by the Knight of Fire, right? It could be the wand, maybe in the hotel room, an exciting new opportunity, career advancement, change your life now. Hope that you guys have enjoyed this daily reading and you find it helpful. Namaste, angels.